Have you ever wondered what challenges new immigrants face while pursuing the American dream? The American dream, a concept deeply embedded in the heart of this country, paints a picture of a land where opportunity is ripe for the picking, where hard work pays off, and where dreams become reality. It is this promise of prosperity and success that lures many to the shores of the United States. But what is the American dream really? For some, it is the prospect of homeownership, of having a place to call their own. For others, it's the chance to start a business, to create something from nothing, to leave a legacy for their children. Yet for many, it is simply the hope for a better life, a life free from the hardships and struggles they left behind. However, the journey towards this dream is often paved with obstacles, and it is these challenges that we aim to discuss. The road to the American dream is not just a straight path, it is a winding journey filled with steep climbs and unexpected detours. One of the first hurdles that new immigrants encounter is language. For many, English is not their first language, and this language barrier can prove to be a significant challenge. It can affect their ability to communicate, to understand, and to be understood. It can make simple tasks, like grocery shopping or asking for directions, daunting. Then, there are the cultural differences. The United States is a melting pot of cultures, and while this diversity is one of its strengths, it can also be overwhelming for newcomers. From understanding social norms to navigating religious practices, new immigrants often find themselves in a constant process of learning and adapting. Lastly, there's the challenge of employment. Finding a job is difficult enough, but for new immigrants, it can be even more so. They may face discrimination, have their qualifications questioned, or struggle to have their foreign credentials recognized. Indeed, the pursuit of the American dream is not without its setbacks. Let's delve deeper into these challenges. Imagine landing in a new country where you barely understand the language. This is the reality for many immigrants. Let's consider the case of Sophia, an immigrant who moved to the United States from Bulgaria. Sophia is a highly trained engineer with a decade of experience. However, her proficiency in English is limited. This language barrier has impacted various aspects of her life, including employment, education, and social integration. In terms of employment, Sophia's limited English has made it difficult for her to find a job that matches her skill set. She has found herself in positions that are far below her qualifications, simply because she struggles to communicate effectively in English. This is a common issue among immigrants, who often have to take up jobs that do not fully utilize their skills due to language barriers. In the realm of education, Sophia has also faced challenges. She wants to further her studies in the United States, but the language barrier makes it hard for her to understand lecture materials and communicate with her professors. This hinders her progress and makes it harder for her to achieve her educational goals. And then there's social integration. Sophia wants to make friends, participate in community activities, and feel a part of her new home. But the language barrier often leaves her feeling isolated and misunderstood. She struggles to express herself and understand others, leading to feelings of loneliness and frustration. Even simple tasks like shopping for groceries or asking for directions can be daunting when you don't fully understand the language. The language barrier can even impact one's health, as it may hinder access to necessary medical services. Imagine not being able to explain your symptoms to a doctor or not understanding the instructions on a medication bottle. Language barriers, as we see, can turn simple daily tasks into daunting challenges. But it's worth noting that many immigrants, like Sophia, are resilient and determined to overcome these obstacles. They take language classes, practice with native speakers, and use technology to aid their learning. Their journey is a testament to the human spirit and the pursuit of a better life. Another obstacle immigrants often face is adapting to a new culture. Let's explore this through another case study. Picture this: a young woman, let's call her Maria, who recently moved to the United States from her home country. Maria is enthusiastic, eager to grasp opportunities and build a new life. But she soon realizes that the cultural landscape is much different than what she's used to. In her home country, Maria was used to close-knit communities where everyone knew their neighbors, conversations were lively, and personal space was not a big concern. But here, she finds that people value their personal space greatly, and conversations are more reserved. This stark difference has left Maria feeling isolated and out of place. Misunderstandings are another hurdle. For example, Maria is used to greeting people with a kiss on the cheek, a common gesture of friendliness in her culture. However, in her new environment, This gesture is often seen as too personal or inappropriate. This results in awkward encounters, further heightening her feelings of alienation. Additionally, Maria struggles with the nuances of American humor. In her home country, humor is often straightforward and slapstick. However, American humor can be more subtle and sarcastic, leaving Maria feeling confused during social interactions. Then there's the matter of cultural norms and values. In her country, family is the central unit of society, and it is common for several generations to live under one roof. However, in America, the emphasis is on individualism and independence, a concept that is foreign and intimidating to Maria. These cultural differences can lead to difficulty integrating into the community. Maria feels like an outsider, struggling to understand and adapt to her new surroundings. She yearns for acceptance and a sense of belonging. The story of Maria is not unique. Many immigrants face similar challenges when they move to a new country. It's a complex process of understanding, adapting, and eventually integrating into a culture that is starkly different from their own. Cultural differences, as we've seen, can lead to feelings of isolation and misunderstanding. But remember, it's a journey of growth, learning, and resilience. And in the end, it's these experiences that enrich the cultural fabric of our society. Finding suitable employment is another significant challenge for many immigrants. Let's look at a case study to understand this better. Meet Maria. Coming from a small town in Mexico, Maria was a registered nurse with over 10 years of experience. When she moved to the United States, she believed her credentials would transfer seamlessly. Unfortunately, she was in for a surprise. Her foreign credentials, although impressive, were not immediately recognized. Many professions, especially in healthcare, require local certification. This meant Maria had to go through a validation process, which could take months, even years, to complete. Language proficiency was another hurdle Maria faced. While she had a basic understanding of English, medical terminology was a different ballgame. She had to take up language classes to improve her proficiency, specifically focusing on medical English. This was not only time-consuming, but also required a financial investment. Then there was the issue of local work experience. Despite her decade of nursing experience back home, Maria found that employers placed a high value on local experience. She was at a disadvantage as she didn't have any. This is a common challenge for many immigrants, as they often have to start from scratch despite having years of experience in their home countries. To overcome these obstacles, Maria started volunteering at a local clinic to gain local experience. She also enrolled in a certification program and attended English language classes. It was a long and arduous process, but Maria was determined. She is just one example among thousands. Many immigrants face similar challenges when they arrive in the United States. It's not just about finding a job. It's about finding a job that matches their skills and experience, and that can provide a decent standard of living. As this case study illustrates, finding suitable employment can be a daunting task for new immigrants. But with determination, patience, and the right resources, it is possible to overcome these challenges and succeed in the American job market. These case studies shed light on the challenges that new immigrants face while pursuing the American dream. As we've journeyed through this video, we've seen the stark contrast between the allure of the American dream and the reality of the hurdles that lie in its path. The American dream, with its promise of opportunities, prosperity, and freedom, draws people from all over the world. However, the path to this dream is not always as smooth as it is portrayed. Firstly, we talked about language barriers. The English language, with its complex grammar and pronunciation, can be a daunting obstacle for newcomers. Yet, despite this hurdle, immigrants take on the challenge, learning and adapting, showing their resilience and determination. We then moved on to cultural differences. The American way of life, with its unique customs and traditions, can be a whirlwind of change for new arrivals. The cultural divide can sometimes feel like a wide chasm, but immigrants bridge this gap, embracing the new while keeping their traditions alive, creating a beautiful blend of cultures that enriches the American tapestry. Next, we delved into employment difficulties. The job market can be a tough terrain to navigate, especially for those who are trying to establish themselves in a new country. Credentials from home might not be recognized, and starting from scratch can be disheartening. But immigrants rise to the occasion, often taking on jobs that others might overlook and gradually climbing the ladder of success. And throughout all these challenges, what shines through is the resilience of immigrants. Their unwavering belief in the promise of a better life, fuels their determination to overcome these obstacles. They adapt, learn, and persist, embodying the very spirit of the American dream. While the path to the American dream is fraught with challenges, the resilience and determination of immigrants are a testament to their unwavering belief in the promise of a better life.